So Poppy is truly our gift from God. We weren't ready to have kids for a while. We've been married for 3 years, and it just was never the right time to have a kid. And in November of last year, 2019, it just felt like God flipped the switch, and we were like, okay, yeah, God is telling us it's time to start trying for a baby, and we got pregnant right away. And right from the beginning, we felt this connection to this little baby. I really personally felt like God was telling us, look, you're going to have one kid, it's going to be a girl, and her name is going to be Poppy Grace. Even her name just felt so predestined and picked out by God ahead of time that we were like, yeah, like we are going to have a girl, and her name is going to be Poppy Grace.
So about 2 weeks before Poppy was born, on August 14th, I was driving home from the grocery store in the evening. Just seemed like a regular Friday night. And on the way home, I was about 3 minutes away from home. I was T-boned by a distracted driver, and I was probably a few inches away from not being here right now. After I was hit, I didn't know if I was alive for a minute, and I was screaming, and I really did feel, looking back, God's presence was there. I don't know how to explain it, but it was just an instant peace that washed over me, and I was calm and alert. I remember everything, and like the paramedics came in and they kind of seemed surprised that I was stable and that I remembered everything. And if you saw the state of the car and like how close it was to hitting me, I don't know how I only walked away with a broken arm and some bruises.
So yeah, August 14th was easily one of the worst days of my life. Obviously one of yours too. As Matt said, he was getting groceries. It was just kind of typical. I was at home, almost 9 months pregnant. And I get a phone call from him, from his phone, which, if anyone knows Matt, they know he doesn't like to talk on the phone, so I thought, oh, something's weird. And it was him, and he said, I just got into an accident, I almost lost my life. So he somehow managed to call me immediately after the accident happened.
I fumbled with my left hand and forced the first witness to take the phone. I said, you need to talk to my wife because she's 9 months pregnant and I need her to know that I'm okay.
The witness, was obviously trying to make sure Matt was okay, and I was freaking out, and I just kept yelling, where is my husband? And the witness finally told me where they were, and like Matt said, it's just so close to home. And again, I had no clue what state I was going to be finding my husband in. But I just kept praying the whole time, just let him be alive. And just let him be okay. And then I finally got word that I could go to the ambulance and see him. And so again, I'm preparing myself for there to be blood, for his clothes to be ripped. And I got into the ambulance, and immediately Matt was like, I'm okay, just calm down, it's all good, don't worry about it. And I'm the one freaking out, and he has just been in a car accident. He's calming me down. And it's just so evident to me, walking into that situation, that God was protecting Matt and so all over him, and that even all of these people who see this all the time, that they could see something was different in the situation.
So then on August 22nd, I was finally called in for surgery. And they were telling me I was going to be there for upwards of 3 to 4 days. And I was kind of getting really anxious about that because I knew Kaylyn would be having the baby soon. And I was saying, no, I need to be out of here same day. I can't be in here for 3 days.
So the nurse called me and she said, he's just gone under. The surgery will probably take 1 or 2 hours. He'll contact you when he's out. And I thought, amen, that's great. Then half an hour later, I got a call from Women's Hospital that I was to come in to be induced. So I packed up my stuff and went into the hospital to start the induction process. And Matt, obviously with the surgery, wasn't able to be there for the first while, but he finagled himself out of his recovery and came across the street, because we were in the same hospital, just different sections. And he probably shouldn't. He probably should have stayed in the hospital, probably should have.
I think I was still under anesthesia, like I said, and I was trying to stay awake and kind of feeling loopy, but really wanting to be there because not knowing how long it would take.
Yeah. So my induction process took 5 days. They used 3 different methods of induction, and one of them was really painful and fairly traumatizing. A doctor came in and said, we're considering doing an emergency C-section because your body just isn't progressing. And by that point I was so tired, I was so exhausted, I was in pain, I just wanted it to be done. And I said, yes, let's do this C-section. And so everything happened very quickly. They wheeled my bed out of the room, and all of a sudden I was in this surgical operating room, and then they were starting, and it was very weird. It's a very weird experience. And then Poppy was here, and she was beautiful, and even her cry seemed beautiful. Mm-hmm. And I think the one thing we can say about all that we've been through, our separate journeys, our together journey of all of this, is something that Matt said earlier. Just no matter the circumstance, God has been so present through everything. And his protection has been all over us, and his mercy and grace has been all over us, and his peace has been surrounding us.
I so feel his presence just in this house and in our lives, with all that we've been through, things that we never thought we would go through, and he's just covered us and protected us. Mm-hmm.